greetings everyone, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Nick and this is a tennis game called International 3D Tennis on the Spectrum 128K. I think this music is from the Wimbledon, I think. Do. Yeah, that's it, it is. So anyway, this was published by Palace Software in 1990. Game also came out on the Commodore Amiga, Amstrad CPT, Atari ST and the Commodore 64. It's vector graphics, so wish me luck. This font is kind of groovy. 1 to 2 players, although I'm the only player here, so I'll do that. It's been written by Richard Joseph. So yeah, the front end seems to be a bit more stylish than other Spectrum tennis games, which is Konami's Tennis and Match Point. Like all these tennis games, I'm always going to struggle to hit it back. So, that's quite cool. So that's what I'm going to do. Is it playable? There's tournament modes that give you different surfaces to play on. I think this is indoors. I'm the yellow one down the bottom. Oh my, good luck, Nicky. So it's doing a lot here. Scores in the top left. Right, okay. Right, get in the right position. And I missed it. Oh, he knocked it out. That's good. Now, I think you'll see a rectangle thing flashing every now and again. I think once that's up, that's a cue for me to press the fire button to hit the ball if I'm in the right place. Well, I say ball. It's more like a big full stop, isn't it? Right. I haven't hit it back yet, and it's 15-all. Cans, as they say in France. Right. So the aim is to try and win a game. Not so I'm going to win the set at all. We won't be doing a full tournament, anything like that, or a free set thing. Otherwise, the game would go on forever. Now, if you had this game back in the day, then let me know. Was you a diva on it? Was you pretty good? So immediately, it's attempting a lot. It's a lot more advanced than Konami's Tennis or Match Point. Although Match Point is the one that people remember. You may not have come across this game. A lot of people that just own 48K Spectrum certainly wouldn't have played it. But it's well programmed. I think I'm winning 40-15, aren't I? So I might win a game here. I've got too much control over the ball, whether it's left or right. 40-30, so again it's game point. Come on, Nick, you yellow crazy person. The course the court is a little bit diagonally on, isn't it? It's not straight there. Oh, I was trying to come to the net, but I think you might have knocked it out. Yay, 1 game, player 1, CPU 0. Good. So it's doable, this game. On my first go, I've won my service game, but so now we're changing ends, and it's going to get a bit trickier now because I've got less room to run around. The audience aren't there. There's no crowd watching. Tournament mode would be quite interesting, I would have thought. These guys have got triangle heads, like, yes. Right, let's see. So that flashing bar is quite good. Now, these reviews aren't about expert gameplay, about seeing how the game would have played on your first or second go. It would have been enough there if you want to play again. Now, although I'm missing probably about 50% of my returns, I am clobbering a few, and there are like certain tennis games where you'll be missing it forever, and then there's no incentive to really go back and learn it, he says as he starts missing everything. But this is quite decent. You need a ZX Spectrum eyes on because the vectors are giving me googly eye immediately. If I'd had it back in the day, I would have given it a few goes, but I think eventually I would have got a little bit frustrated. It's a little bit slow, one has to say, but you only got 128K to work with. I can't believe I haven't reviewed this on the Commodore Amiga, unless it isn't called International 3D Tennis on that one. Maybe it's called something else. There's Advantage Tennis, but I think that played a little bit different. Maybe on that one it zooms in and out on the court on certain bits. Odd little tennis racket here. Everything is triangles, so everything is vectors. Be interesting to see how this handles on the Commodore 64, to see if they go for more blocky colours or go for vectors again. So that'd be interesting to see. My favourite vector sort of like game is Star Wars on the Spectrum, Atari 2600 and all them. That's good. And Empire Strikes Back, let's mention that too. There's a rather odd one on the Commodore Amiga called Interface, which I never really got the hang of, to be honest with you. But tennis is an interesting one to try and attempt as he bashes it into the net. Right, I'm serving now. There's a little bit of colour clash, isn't there? But I'm glad they made the character yellow so you can determine which one is you if you get a bit confused. No option for doubles here, it's just single games and nothing else. But you know, if you bought this, if you was into tennis back in the day, if you owned a ZX Spectrum 28K and you bought this, you couldn't really argue with what you're getting here. It would have been one of the most advanced games tennis-wise you could have had at that point, and it doesn't play too badly. A little slow, but I do like the animations of the guys when he's looking to take the return ball there or getting ready. I don't think you haven't got too much control over the ball when you serve. I don't think it's going to go out a great deal of time. Maybe the length of time you have the fire button, and then release is the speed of the shot. But I'm just hitting it whenever I can. I'm not really concentrating on lobbing it or direction, but I don't think you can do that. I might be wrong. Right, what was he now? 30-40. So it's break point to him. See if I can get it onto deuce. 40-40. Biff. My favourite tennis game of all time. I played Tennis Cup a lot on the Commodore Amiga. There's a few good Mega Drive ones. Jennifer Capriati is quite good. But my favourite one I used to play back in the day is Pro Tennis Tour 2, also known as Great Courts 2, I think, in some countries. But that was pretty cool. And you had everything there. Singles, mixed doubles, normal doubles. Yeah, so that was pretty good. And it announced the scores as well, which was a big thing back in the day. So it's all about immersion, really. If you had a Vector tennis game in VR, I think you'd have a headache after maybe just a few games. New balls, please. Yes, so CPU 2, player 1, 1. Won the first game, and now it's a landslide in the other direction. So we aim the reviews to be about 10 minutes in length. I don't think I'll do a full set here. You've pretty got the idea how this thing plays. Now, if you want to see other ZX Spectrum reviews, they're all there in a playlist. Over 1,000 of them. That's quite a few. But if you want to get to the playlist, click on my username. Takes you to the channel page, then click on the playlist tab if you want to delve into there and have a bit of a retro binge. It's all about stress busting, never playing the game to a high level, although it does happen on some games if I'm a bit lucky, in particular racing games like Stunt Car Racer. I've got the hang of that thing. But yeah, there wasn't an International 3D Tennis 2. I think I played quite a lot as well on my PS Vita back in the day. I think it was Virtua Tennis, either 3 or 4, and a picture of Andy Murray on the front cover. 3 games to 1. Be good if I could win another game at some point, but I'm down this end and I'm serving, so that's I've got the best chance. I would have thought. Don't rush into the net. So other courts are grass at Wimbledon. It's bright green. That might really test your eyes there. Opponents don't tend to start off particularly well. He's knocking quite a few out, so it gives you at least half a chance, and that's always something to incite the newbie to come back. So overall, I like this game. As I say, once you get used to the speed and the graphic engine, how it plays, I think it's a good one. And a kid's imagination will always add quite a lot to these games back in the day beyond any normal level of play. So I think that would have been enough. Not quite sure what this scored back in the day, but I hope it got some good scores. It's a pretty nifty one. Pretty nifty. And the score's up the top there. I don't think there was enough K really to announce scores. They're like in speech, that's fine. A bit of a current micro speech, but current micro speech wasn't in much games. If you don't know what the current micro speech was, it was like an interface you plugged into the back of the ZX Spectrum 48K. Don't know if you can do it to 128K, and it did sort of like speech, but it weren't particularly human speech. It would say stuff like 15, 13, something like that. It had a way of speaking. I don't think Stephen Hawking could have got away with that as a voice box. New balls, please. They're square balls. If you've got square balls, then comment below. Yeah, they don't bounce like a square. Biff. If you want an interesting tennis game where a car could run you over, then try Grand Theft Auto 5. Yes, anything can happen in that game. But Grand Theft Auto 5 didn't come out on the ZX Spectrum. I wish it had done. I think someone has done a Grand Theft Auto style sort of like game on the Spectrum called Rival Gangs. I don't think I can get hold of a copy. I think you have to pay for it somewhere. If they sent me a free copy, I'd certainly review the thing quite quickly. But yeah, because that would be quite good fun to see. Give them a free plug. So if you're the writer of that game, want to send me a free copy or link to download a copy, then thank you very much. That would be welcome, and I will repay with a review. But this is tennis. This is tennis, Dennis. Was there a game called Dennis's Tennis? Dennis Tennis, where you play Dennis the Menace and the Beano and all the characters. So I've just given you an idea now. I've just given you an idea. Please give me 10% of all the sales, please, if you're going to do Dennis Tennis, Dennis the Menace, Minnie the Minx, Nasher, the Bash Street Kids, Plug, Roger the Dodger. That would be great. Walter the Softy, although he probably isn't called Walter the Softy anymore, is he? Of course, he can't get away with that. It was quite rough comics back in the day. Growing up, that was the time. You could get away with anything, for the whole world went woke. Went woke, baby, and PC correct and all that sort of stuff. I don't think Fatty is called Fatty anymore in the Bash Street Kids, and Spotty isn't called Spotty. 2 games to 3, so I won another game there. Let's just have one last game of this to see if I can level it at 3-3, and then we'll get out of here. If you're still here, then comment in the comment section below. You obviously must like your tennis. I want to see all like tennis games, but yeah, do check out the review of Match Point we did quite some time ago. You're controlling stickmen are there. I don't think you could call them vectors. And Konami's Tennis 2, 1. There's not. I mean, also, you know what I mean. There's to compare those two, but it's a very difficult challenge in 8-bit to try and do tennis and football in particular. Very hard to give any style of play, to make them playable, to give them any speed. And this one does a fine job. But as I say, it's using 128K, which isn't a lot by nowadays. But back then, it was a huge amount to be working with. Right, I'm up the top there. I'm the yellow one. I really want to do a drop shot or knock it sideways. Yellow bar flashing. It's a curious control system. But I'm glad that bar's there to give you at least half a chance. And having half a chance certainly helps. So 30-30. He serves. Red. I don't know what his name is, but he's aced it. Now it's match point to him. Maybe unless I can return it, and then it'll be deuce. Here he goes. Good animation, that bit. Good animation. I've returned it. Good. That's good. I've put it cross court. I nearly want to put it to the left, but oh, he's knocked it out. All he had to do was knock it in, and he's out. So it's deuce. We're playing for advantage here. Square balls all the way. Oh, is that going to go out? I've knocked it back again. See, I'm getting a bit better at the timings now. I'm getting a bit better at the time. So, you know, there is a good learning curve on this. You are gradually going to get it. Advantage to the CPU. Advantage CPU. Right, okay. Can I save the day? Or is this going to be... well, it won't be set point, will it? But that's as far as we're going to go. And he's aced me again to finish off. So, yeah, pretty good game. Pretty good accomplished. If you're not into tennis, it's a tough one. Hasn't aged particularly well. But for the era, it's pretty good. 1990, struggling against a 16-bit computer. So it's unknown how much traction this would have got. If it came out in 1986, it would have probably done a whole lot better. So, hope you liked having a look at that one. That was International 3D Tennis on the ZX Spectrum 128K, published by Palace Software in 1990. Vector graphics all the way. So if you've got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro or tennis, then slap that in the comment section below. I always love reading your comments. Until next time, take great care of yourself and are very fond. Goodbye.
Goodbye.